I would like to start my statement by first apologizing to the family of Trayvon Martin for being used as a pawn in somebody's political agenda.
Just in the past hour, we heard from a local police officer who says he did nothing wrong by bringing this Trayvon Martin target to a training exercise. Within the last hour, Ron King released a 5-minute video on the internet. He admitted to having that target, but says he was using it to teach a potentially life-saving lesson. Good evening to you, I'm Eric Von Anken. Ron King was fired from his job as a sergeant with the Port Canaveral Police Department, but in King's video response, he claims the target would help officers learn when not to shoot, since the target shows an unarmed silhouette of Trayvon Martin. He even had a message for Martin's family.
I assure you that the use of these targets that are in question is to prevent a tragedy from taking place. I was not present the night that your son was killed. I do not know the facts of the case, and I reserve judgment on either side.
Now, King claims the person who filed the complaint lied and had ulterior motives, but as Local 6's Lewis Bolden explains, that person says he was offended.
We've reported in the past that you can actually buy these online, but when a sergeant with this department actually showed up on duty with one of these, one of his colleagues was offended and reported him.
Stay back! Stay back!
In this YouTube video, you can see that former Sergeant Ron King with the Port Canaveral Police Department is no stranger to shooting ranges. But when he showed up at this range on duty with a poster resembling Trayvon Martin to be used as a shooting target, it cost him his job.
Whether it was his own stupidity or his hatred, we don't know. However, on any level, it is not acceptable.
Regarding the statements made by the CEO of the port, the only stupid act I performed was to believe that some of my coworkers would be mature enough and care enough to use a bad situation as a learning tool.
Port Authority Interim CEO Jim Walsh says it happened at a training exercise earlier this month. King was teaching a shooting course to other officers and allegedly had the posters in his patrol car. Posters of a hoodie with a target on the chest, Skittles in the pocket, and an iced tea in the hand. Witnesses say he offered the posters to other officers as a target.
I have here copies of the statements made by the complaining party and a witness, both of whom stated that I referred to it as a no-shoot training aid.
Ron King with Practice Tactical Products and Training.
King owns a company where he offers firearm training and personal safety coaching, and he's no stranger to law enforcement. He spent nearly 22 years with the Melbourne Police Department and has been with Port Canaveral Police more than 2 years.
We're offended by this. We're outraged that one of our officers would have this conduct. It is not tolerable. It's not acceptable.
Trayvon Martin's family's attorney released a statement saying it is absolutely reprehensible that a high-ranking member of the Port Canaveral Police, sworn to protect and serve Floridians, would use the image of a dead child as target practice. Mr. Walsh also said he wanted to apologize to Trayvon Martin's parents and anyone else who may have been offended. Eric?
Lewis, thank you. Ron King has 7 days now to appeal his termination. He didn't say if he's planning to do that in his 5-minute video, but he said a lot of other things, and you can watch that whole video on our free website. We posted it for you on clickorlando.com right under the top story section on our home page.